Welcome to the Honeymoon Mindset Podcast, discussing topics to give you tips and tools so you can choose to live your relationship with a honeymoon mindset. Here are your honeymoon mindset experts, James and Beth. Hello, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Honeymoon Mindset. I am James, your host. I am so grateful that you have joined us today. I did a quick search. I've been doing some searching. Number one reasons for divorce, for second marriages and first marriages. Of course, infidelity is the main one. The other ones that came to mind, I saw a couple of them that boiled down to one thing, is dealing with your past. Whether it be exes or addiction or anything like that. But I want to focus on exes. It came up in Beth and I relationship here a week or so ago, and it had to deal with sex. She was doing something particular to me, and it reminded me of my first marriage and how it made me feel. No, Beth wasn't doing anything wrong. She wasn't saying anything wrong, doing anything wrong. It was just the way it was being done. So I said, no, here's the problem I'm having. It reminds me of the way I was treated and the way things were done in my first marriage. And I didn't feel it was commitment. I didn't feel it was sincere. I don't feel desired enough by Beth. And she didn't know that. And it took me a couple weeks to figure it out. And then it came up about a week and a half ago. So Beth's like, how do we fix that? I don't want to be reminded of your ex, your first wife. And just like I don't want Beth to be reminded of her first husband either. But how do you deal with it? How do you deal with stuff with your past that deal with your ex-partner? Well, you can't compare the two. Your brain is automatically comparing the two because there's something there, whether it be a good or bad. But you got to figure out how to deal with it because it's going to hurt your relationship. It's going to start to break the trust. Why did you marry? Why are you in a relationship with your partner now? So why are we going back into the past with our first, second, or third relationships? There's something there that was hurting you. There's something there that, or you really enjoyed. Because the brain goes to two things, pain or pleasure. And which one in that instance is more prevalent or stronger? And that's what your brain remembers. Naturally, you want to go towards pleasure. We all want to go towards pleasure. Because pleasure is good. Pleasure is fun. Pleasure is excitement. Pain hurts. Pain is turmoil. Pain is usually negative. But what a lot of people don't realize is that pain can be a positive. Pleasure can be a negative. You know, the old adage, too much of a good thing isn't always good. If it sounds too good to be true, it isn't. There's a reason why you keep going back to your past relationships. There's something there that you like, something there that you appreciated, or something you didn't like. Pain and negative, when you get so much pain, it spurs you to do good. It spurs you to change to something more positive. For me, I was watching or participating, I should say, during COVID in a Tony Robbins event. And we're in a breakout session. And somebody asked the question, and I asked the question also because it was me. I had an easier time putting myself down than always looking for the positives. Because sometimes your pain, you run towards pain because it's more comfortable than what the pleasure is. And that was me for a while. But I had to work on me first, figure out who I was, start accepting me for who I am, for me. That's why I've said before in the podcast, I had to tell myself in the mirror for over a month, I love you. I looked in the mirror, I love you. I closed my eyes, I love you. Over 100 times a day, I did that. And then I had to go, I love you, I am worthy. I love you, I am worthy. I am worthy, I love you. To start building my self-confidence, my self-worth, my self-respect. If I keep telling me that, how can I love somebody or something when I love myself? I can't look down on myself. And it started a snowball effect. Then I could really deal with some of these issues. And this issue that came with Beth and I a week and a half ago, I told Beth how it made me feel, how it looked. What have I done to make sure, okay, is there something I'm doing? Or there's something I'm doing? And there was. Or something I need to change? Yes, there was. I need to start paying. I was like, you know what? I need to start rekindling the romance and some more of the foreplay. I need to do things different because I noticed I haven't been. I've gotten laxed. I've gotten lazy. Or I've gotten stayed on my phone too long. Put your phones away. It's one thing I'm constantly working on myself on. Especially when I'm on the internet and Facebook, Instagram for work and business and everything else. Yeah, it eats up your time. You got to put that phone away and spend more time. Even turn off the TV at night. Turn it off and spend time with each other. Get to know each other. And talk. You need to talk. Communicate. We spent episodes on how to communicate. Figuring out what each other's communication style is. What you're listening. Are you being an active listener? And when you do that, when these things with the past, with your previous partners and relationships, you can deal with them. You can say, talk to your partner and say why. And if you can't, ask for help. Tell your partner, I don't want you to feel this way. I know it probably does make you feel like I'm comparing you. I don't want to compare you. I love you. I care about you. But what's going on in my past? If it's something good that's from your past, but something wrong or you're comparing them, well, I really like this from my first relationship or previous relationship. In this relationship, yeah, it seems like it's not giving me the satisfaction in this area. You know, I think we should talk more. That's what I'm missing. Or I need whatever. I need help here. Yeah, your partner might say, yeah, well, that's your first wife. I'm not your first wife or your first partner. True, they're not. But then ask them, why aren't you willing to help me? Why aren't you willing to change a little to make it easier? Because you want my focus and attention to be on you. A relationship is a two-way street. No, I don't want Beth thinking about her first husband or comparing me. Oh, I want this. Okay, so what am I not doing that she liked better in her first relationship? What do I need to change or look at to see if it's a problem? The other thing is it's, like I said, it's a two-side story. Why are you so attached to your previous partner in a relationship? Why was that so important to you? What needs was it fulfilling? Security, acceptance, connection, love, giving? What? And where are you going to get that in your current relationship? Start comparing apples to apples and look at it. What's happening in this current relationship that you're finding more satisfaction in the previous relationship? Or Was the fact that your previous relation was more pain, so it was more attractive to you, and your current relationship is more pleasure? You can start changing your focus and relying on your current relationship to help meet the needs that you're looking for. Now, a relationship, your current partner is not going to feel your needs. They help fulfill them, but they don't fill them. You need to fill your needs. You need to be responsible for your actions, your thoughts, your motives, and your mindset. Only you can control that. Like we said, the 10-90 rule. I keep flipping those around. Everything that comes in, usually it's only 10% is of the actual experience. Everything else is what we put the meaning on. The other thing is when you start comparing your partner to previous partners, what are you not grateful for your partner? Maybe that thing that you're comparing to is something you really didn't like, and you just think you did, or your brain thinks it is because that was normal. That was a comfort zone for you that you need to get away from. By talking to your partner, asking those questions, playing devil's advocate, you can help each other break through those past experiences. Your partner, can help you look at things differently. Or sometimes our brain only remembers maybe 50%, 25% of that experience. And then as you talk to your partner and as they play devil's advocate, help you expand your mind of that experience, help you look at it through different perspectives, you will see that, oh yeah, there's this other thing that happened, and this happened, and that happened. Yeah, I didn't like that, or that's why I'm feeling the way I am. And then you both can help make the connection, and you both learn from that experience. And your partner will be able to say, okay, now I can see why this was an issue for you, why this was a problem. There's a lot of times when Beth and I are talking, we both have to play the devil's advocate for each other once in a while. There's times when Beth will but think about it through your ex's, your first wife's eyes. What was she doing? What was she dealing with? Or what do you think? So why do you think she responded that way? Or why do you think she did that? Was it to hurt you? Was it to... Sometimes thinking it through that way, helping you see it through another woman's eyes. Sounds so bad, I know. But help somebody help take you out. Help see you through a different perspective, different eyes. Or as Beth would hop in and try to think, well, if I was hurt in this situation, especially when we're first going through custody battles, my first wife and I, and issues like that, Beth had to say, well, let's look at this. Who's up there? Who's there? Who's whatever? She's like, I can understand why she sort of did that. I understand why. Well, if you look at it this way, it makes complete sense. Whether it's, we weren't criticizing my first wife or not. We weren't saying it was right or wrong. We weren't belittling her. We were trying to understand what was going through her mind because, she's not here. She's not, but there's the issue. We are talking about it. We are working through it. And Beth is helping me see things through my first wife's perspective of why things may happen or the way she responded or responds to situations. Therefore, in doing so, it helps me look at it through a different perspective. It helps me deal with my past. It helps me figure out what needs were and were not met. Mentally, emotionally, and physically. Don't keep comparing. Don't keep it to yourself. Use those times to belittle your partner, but use those moments as learning tools. But you need to do it in a very non-confronting, argumentative way. And if you're just starting out in a relationship or in a new relationship, yes, it's going to happen more frequently. You got to be patient with each other. It might irritate you beyond belief, but you need to be patient. You need to have those conversations. Why do you keep bringing that up? I'm sorry I keep bringing this up. I don't know why. Can we sit down one day and just talk about it? Help me through it? Or can I help you through it? When you talk and do that, the past gets healed. The past can move forward. You hear all these stories. So my ex is a battle axe. My ex is very hard to deal with. My ex is this. Well, why do you think that? Quit judging them. Quit comparing them. Quit living to a standard that's not realistic. Potentially. Yes, there are those difficult people that are just difficult. I understand that. But most of them, if you look at it, look at their past, look at their history, what did they have to go through and live, and you'll see things differently. That's not putting down your current partner. That's not judging them. It's helping you understand probably the way or who they are, and help you learn from that experience and how it affected you, help deal with your emotions at that time, and change the meaning so it doesn't affect you in a negative way. When we change the meanings of the past, we can put closure to those experiences. And then you'll stop comparing yourself or your partner to your previous relationships. Then your partner will say, okay, well, that's simple enough. I just won't say that, or I'll say it in a different way. They care about you. They want to know how to make themselves better for you. That's normal. That's natural. But when you just sit there and compare them and say, oh, well, my first did this, or so-and-so in this relationship did that. No. That's not giving your partner why, how, and to what extent. You need to talk to each other. You need to deal with the past together, because they may not even know that they're doing something, or you may not know you're doing something to irritate them or has an effect. By communicating, sitting down and just have a casual conversation is the only way you're going to deal with the past. Don't get proud, arrogant, and say, nope, that's the past. I want nothing to do with it. Do you care about your partner? Do you care about the one you're in a relationship? Do you love them? Do you want this relationship to go? Then the question is why don't you want it to go? Why don't you care enough to listen? Why don't you care enough to help your partner change, or you have to change, or should change? Dealing with your past with your current partner about your previous relationships is only going to make your relationship stronger, and only going to make you more grateful for it. Wake up every day and find 2 or 3 things that you are so proud and grateful for in your relationship every single day. What are you grateful for? And it's going to put your focus on your partner. So when these other things come up with previous relationships, it's easier to deal with and easier to look at. So when things come up with your previous partner in past relationships, or you find yourself comparing to your current partner, what are you going to do to make that honeymoon mindset? Well, you got to deal with the past. You got to talk to your partner. One of you has to play devil's advocate to help each other look at things through a different perspective. You have to wake up and be grateful for your partner in your relationship. And you have to come up with solutions together to help each other grow. Notice I said not help that person change and grow, but help each other grow. You're there to help each other grow. You can't fix each other. You can't change each other. You need to help each other change. You need to help each other grow. Well, like I said, it's a two-way street. There's give and take in a relationship. And what is really important? What emotional needs was being met that's not being met currently? And how are they going to fix that? And you have to work together. Working together, communicating, and dealing with it together is the only way to save your relationship and keep it from going south and into divorce by dealing with the past and learning how to heal from it. And that's where, like I've said, I am here, Beth is here. We're both certified coaches, master certified coaches. We're both master certified in NLP, neuro-linguistic programming. How does the brain, language, and our behavior all work together? And when you understand it and figure out where it comes from, then you can deal with the past. And when you get that figured out, you'll have a honeymoon mindset for your relationship. And your relationship will be a honeymoon mindset. Something that you're proud of, something where you want to go, something that you want to be, wherever that is. We want you to be happy. We want you to be successful in your relationship. Please reach out to us if you want to. Or if you know somebody who's struggling with this, or this is like a repetitive issue with their relationship, share this podcast with them. Share the link. Send them to Passionate Life Mentors on Facebook, on Instagram. Have them check out Honeymoon Mindset, the Facebook group. Or reach out. Send us a DM on Facebook or Instagram. Email James@passionateliferanch.com. James@passionateliferanch.com. And we'll get back to you. We'll set up a time. We'll talk. We'll listen. And we will work together to help you create the honeymoon mindset that you want. Thank you for listening. We will talk to you next time on Honeymoon Mindset.